I think one of the most illustrative recent scenarios on what happens if we don't get our ducks in a row early on was definitely during the pandemic and during the time where relief funding became available to businesses in distress. Many of these businesses had made application for the relief funding, and simply because registrations were not in order or in good standing, or tax clearance wasn't available, or any other registration, whether it be with the company's registration office or SIPC, whether it be with the Department of Labor, or whatever the context of that particular industry was, when you realized you were in trouble was when you made application and your application gets rejected because you are missing compliance-related information. So I think that was the first example. Think of any pitch that you would want to go and do as an entrepreneur, and you've got this brilliant concept, right? And you even go into the final rounds of this process. And when the funding discussion starts and the due diligence starts, the funder quickly realizes, but you don't have any decision-making structures or governance structures in your business. And you are automatically branded as a high risk. Why? Because you can't tell them how you decided that this was a good business decision or that agreement was a good agreement to make. So the risk of not really thinking about how we reach outcomes or decisions and really not looking at the paperwork could have dire consequences. No business has been safeguarded. This is not just something, I think I want to make it clear, that's why I love the word entrepreneur. It's not only indicative of someone who's just starting or someone who's been working for a little bit. It's any one of us, even some of the big names from abroad, they are all entrepreneurs. Some are even called serial entrepreneurs. So I think the longer we're around, the more comfortable we become. And that's also a risk that we should be aware of, because this pandemic hasn't been kind to anyone. More so to small businesses and startups, absolutely, but not to the exclusion of others. We've seen so many businesses actually plummeting that have been in existence for generations that just couldn't withstand the combination of a pandemic, economic crisis, joblessness, import-export challenges, etc. It's something we shouldn't become too comfortable with, thinking, oh, I've reached my 5-year mark, I'm good now, I'm safe now. It's a journey. It's a journey, as any relationship in your business is going to be a journey. And it's critical for you to see if any patterns from a revenue point of view start changing early on. So if you have mapped, if you have an older, more mature business, look at your financial performance and if there are any patterns. For example, January is a quiet month. Was 2022's January a quiet month? How about 2021? How about compared to the 5 years before that? The minute you start seeing a pattern change, that's an early sign for us to look at whether we should cost cut, whether we should restructure, whether we should maybe do things differently, more efficiently. Maybe our customers have different needs. Maybe we should do a customer care exercise or a survey. You need to keep your finger on the pulse. That's the point. The world is changing, change is constant, and you need to know early on, otherwise you will be a statistic, not the good kind.